Hey guys, I've turned a new leaf, which is a weird term, but whatever. Last time we spoke, I talked about a lot of super cool but expensive games. This time, however, we're talking about Conan the Conqueror, which is ready to conquer everything but your wallet. So what's new, what's available, and how much is it going to cost you? Well, let's find out. As always, we're going to start with the game details. The core gameplay of Conan is known by quite a few, but I'll briefly explain it for those that perhaps aren't familiar with it. If you've played Batman Gotham City Chronicles, then you already know how to play Conan. Conan's core gameplay, the adventure mode, is a 2 to 4 player, 1 versus many asymmetrical game where 1 to 3 players play as the heroes with their hero sheet, and 1 player plays as the overlord with their river tablet. The game board is broken up into various shapes and sized locations. Players will move around the board, fighting bad guys and completing scenario-specific objectives. Heroes have their hero sheet and a certain amount of gems. They can spend these gems to do various actions like move, open chests, attack with melee or ranged, guard, or move. At the start of each turn, they will recover a specific amount of gems depending on if they will be aggressive, recovering less but able to do more, or cautious, recovering more but able to do less. The Overlord will have a tray of tiles representing his units, and from left to right, cost ever-increasing amount of gems to activate. An activated tile's miniatures can move and attack, and at the start of each of their turns, the Overlord will also recover a set amount of gems. They can pay for extra movement, guarding, and rerolls, and will be focused on completing their objectives each scenario as well. Speaking of rerolls, all actions except movement involve rolling certain dice. The colored dice you roll determine the maximum value on that die, as well as the chance of success. There are always rerolls available, however. Now there's one addition here to add thanks to this new campaign, solo and co-op play. This was actually introduced via a book from Modiphius, but here we'll get an updated version of it. This will allow you to play as the heroes and introduce a campaign-style gameplay where gear and boons are gained from scenario to scenario. Okay, so that's the game in a nutshell. Now for the campaign specifics. There are 6 pledge tiers, but not actually that many options since most of them are split between Europe only and North America only. Really, your 5 options are as follows. The Conqueror pledge for $96, the Barbarian Conqueror for $124, the Barbarian Conqueror for $161, and finally the King Conqueror for $183. The cheapest pledge at $96, the Conqueror pledge, comes with the Conan the Conqueror box, the Tome of Skills, and all stretch goals. Let's break this down. The Conqueror box is 55 new miniatures consisting of 16 unique sculpts, including 7 heroes and 9 different types of enemies. Several of these, like the Manifestation of Mitra and the Manifestation of Yog, being quite large. In addition, you get a new double-sided game board, having the Citadel and Temple map on them, and 20 new equipment and spell cards. Game content-wise, this means you'll have 7 new solo/co-op scenarios that actually make up a campaign, and 6 brand new scenarios for the original 1 versus many adventure mode, with the 7th unlocking as a stretch goal. More on those later. The Tome of Skills is a new 60-plus page hardcover book containing all the scenarios to play along with some nice new art. The Barbarian Conqueror is only available to Europe and contains a hard limit of 1,490 bundles. This comes with everything in the Conqueror's Pledge, as well as the 2015 Conan Core Box for $124. This means you'll be getting the Core Box for only $28, which is a crazy good deal. The Core Box comes with 4 heroes, 6 allies, 5 monsters, 4 villains, and 50 enemies consisting of 20 unique sculpts, lots of tiles, tokens, gems, sheets, equipment, and spell cards, engraved dice, the Overlord dashboard, and 1 double-sided game board. Next up is the Barbarian Conqueror pledge for $161. Here you get everything previously mentioned plus the 2015 Stretch Goals box. This is very limited, with only 190 available in the EU and UK and 60 available in the US and Canada. The stretch goals are expansive, with over 102 miniatures consisting of 46 unique sculpts, including 1 amazing camel. Additionally, you get 66 new spell and equipment cards, a poster of the Hyborian continent, a dice bag, a new double-sided game board, and 4 more scenarios and 6 more dice. Lastly, we have the King Conqueror pledge for $183. That includes the new box, Tome of Skills, the core box, and the King exclusive content from the 2015 campaign. This is a little different from the previous stretch goal box, as the King exclusive content includes 4 Yogg minis, 6 more heroes and 1 ally, 15 skeletons, 10 mummies, and another 6 engraved dice. This again is limited to only 640 in the EU and UK, and 400 bundles for the US and Canada. Now, it's important to note that while the new Conqueror box is available worldwide, the old 2015 stock is to be shipped directly from the warehouse either in France or the US, and will not ship to Brazil, Oceania, Mexico, or Asia. If this campaign does well enough, they hope to remanufacture them in future campaigns and offer them all worldwide at some point. All pledges are set to deliver around February 2021, and sadly I do not see an option to get the existing stock sooner than that. Shipping of just the Conqueror box is estimated to be around $22 to the US. For stretch goals, they have 3 social stretch goals based on shares of the campaign. One already unlocked adds Inyaga activation tile, and next will be Zenobia's, and the third will add Conan the Conqueror's activation tile. After that, we have monetary goals that will unlock the Winged One miniature, the Son of Set miniature, and then finally the Nameless Horror miniature and that 7th adventure mode scenario. Since these miniatures are not new, if you do not want them and just want their tiles and tokens, you can opt for that for slightly less shipping cost. There's also a single add-on available for $21, the Tale of the Red Brotherhood. This comes with 4 new adventure mode scenarios and a new double-sided pirate ship game board split in 2. You can be both above deck and inside the ship, which is pretty cool. And now for everyone's favorite portion of the video, the King's Decree. I want to be super upfront here. I have played more games of Conan than any other game I own. I have all the retail release, so the core box and all 3 big box expansions, and have played every scenario, some multiple times. I love Conan. My favorite aspect is the push your luck / trade off and free form turns. It's actually quite simple on the surface level. You have these gems, now do whatever you want with them. At times that means feeling incredibly powerful. You can pump your skills and attacks or movement up to 11 and put a bunch of gems in there, but then you won't be able to defend well or perhaps even act the next turn. It's a fantastic feeling, and all of it is paired with some very well-designed miniatures, perfect for painting, with just the right amount of detail to not be a burden, but still remain enjoyable, and as always, the very best cardboard in the industry and some amazing looking art. Seriously, there are absolutely 0 moments where if somebody offered to play Conan, I'd say no. So the game is a done deal. I'm glad this new stuff will give me an opportunity to review the game and gush over it more. As for the Kickstarter, it's alright. It sucks that you have to back for the core box as well to get the old KSE stuff, as I already own that, but I understand that it's impossible to separate the available quantity in a way that's perfect. Granted, it's only about $30, but we'll add some to shipping as well. Also, I noticed no mention of the 3 big box expansions, which are all great. Not sure if that'll be available during the PM or not. At the end of the day, this is a no-brainer for anyone looking for more Conan, and if you don't already have it now, then even with crazy Kickstarter shipping prices, the deal for the 2015 core box and the Barbarian Conqueror pledge is great, though regretfully, that's not available to the US. That leaves a Barbarian Conqueror pledge, which is still a ton of game stuff, so it's still a great deal. There's enough reviews, unboxings, and player discussion around the game over the years that ideally you can know pretty well if it's a game for you or not. Personally, I'm looking forward to supporting any way I can so in the future we can get even more Conan content. And you know what, guys? That's all I have for today. There's a link to the Kickstarter down in the description, so be sure to check it out for yourself if you're interested at all. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the Kickstarter and Monolith's use of it in general down in the comments below. Next up is my very detailed full unboxing of the Storm Sunder game, and, well, yeah, you'll just have to wait and see that. Unless you're a patron or a YouTube member, in which case you can see it early. The incredible people that are able to financially support me make this channel and its content possible, so it's the least I could do for them. If you'd like to join a fantastic community of passionate gamers and painters and help support an independent channel in the process, there's a link to the join button below as well as my Patreon. To everyone here, thank you so much for watching. Have a freaking wonderful week, and be sure to get some game time in. I'll talk to you all very soon.